should Somaliland be recognised as a nation? Like, so the rest of the world recognise it. It's across the water from Yemen, so it's close to the Middle East, but it's on the African continent, not the Middle Eastern part. One of the criticisms I've heard when I've heard about Somaliland is the criticism of its tri-party system, which people argue is kind of a two-party system in disguise. So the reason people argue it's a two-party system is two of the three parties are what people call centre-left, and one of the parties, the third one, isn't centre-left. It's not inherently right-wing from what I've seen, but it's not centre-left, I know that for certain. The reason this has happened is the clans have tried to invade these political parties that they have. So because of the reason they've done this three-party system to stop clans, what's actually happened in reality is multiple clans have worked together to get policies they want into the government implemented. And it seems the centre-left clans have split into two parties, and parties that aren't inherently centre-left have went into the third party. Which might say that the system is flawed, or it might just say the people in that nation are more inherently centre-left than other nations, and maybe that's why the system works for them. I don't know though, could be wrong. But if you're from there, let me know. But the fact is, a democracy, even if it's somewhat flawed, means they should be recognised because Somali is even more flawed than it. Somaliland is less flawed. One of the reasons I think it might get them recognised, which I don't think should be the only reason they're recognised, is they're an African nation that hates China. They recognise Taiwan instead of China. And if you recognise Taiwan, the Chinese government thinks, well, if you recognise Taiwan, we don't want to recognise your nation, because if we recognise your nation, there's no economic benefit for us, because they think that Taiwan isn't real. And I think recognition of democracies is good, whether or not it gives you an economic benefit. And because China isn't a democracy, they wouldn't want to recognise it, which of course makes sense because they're a dictatorship.